This is the game I made for Project 2. It's called Errand Run, and the inspiration behind it is it's supposed to represent me running errands for my parents, and along the journey to the store, in order to make the trips more enjoyable, I fall into like a state of daydreaming or imagination. So you'll notice that in every level, we all start at the same place and then always end at the same place, just to have the continuity of, reality behind the stories. So this is the main menu. Um, it's pretty simple. It has just the instructions for movement and how to play, as well as the name of the game. So let's get started. So this is the starting place. This is supposed to represent my house, although it does not look like my house in real life, but it's just a representation of it. So you walk outside, you notice in the bottom left there are values for score, health, and lives, and all of that. So first entity, this is the idea behind this is it's supposed to help you learn intuitively, like how to jump and how to use this entity in front of me. Because I can't walk past it, I stop here every time. So the way this works is you jump on top of it, and it pushes you up in a water stream, so that you can get to harder to reach places. So here's where we see our first enemy, and what's special about these is they don't actually move until you get within a certain distance of them. So they're not doing anything, they always be in the correct spot until they become visible on the screen, which is an interesting way to handle it, I think. And there are actually two attacks in this game. One is where you can shoot them, and the other is to actually jump on their head. Jumping on their head, you'll notice at the bottom, gives you a score of 100, whereas shooting him, as you can see now, I have 150. So this tries to promote melee attacks to help, change up how you play. You don't actually have to kill any of them or all of them. You can still beat the levels without doing that. It's up to the player to choose what they want to do. And here in the background you can see the parallax of the city. So this is again supposed to represent the trip to the store and how I'm falling into imagination of a zombie apocalypse to pass the time getting there. But here we are, the story's over, and now I arrive back at home. This is like another day, and I have to go run errands again. So, start from my home again, and I leave. This time, however, it changes, and the ground falls out from underneath me, and I fall down. This enters the second world, where I'm now in a cave system. So here the enemies become bats. Now, bats are very similar to zombies in that they don't move until they're actually on the screen, and they also take damage by the time attack. So I can jump on this one, and you can see I still get 100 points. Or with this one over here, I can still shoot it, and only get 50. So they are very similar to the zombies. And just like before, you don't actually have to kill them if you don't want to. You can pass right by. In this game, I do actually have swinging as a feature. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to implement it well. What it does is it just snaps the player to the entity of the rope, and it sets its rotation to the same thing as the rope. So, as you can see, the animations look weird, but it's what I had time to do. So to take it off, you jump off, and you instantly snap to the next one. So it mimics swinging. Now, along the path, this is the same in all levels. There are checkpoints. So like right here, where I'm standing, is a checkpoint. So if I were to die, like if I hit these spikes, I will respawn at the checkpoint, which just saves time. It means that you don't have to start over the level every single time. So this applies again in all levels. So if you die anywhere, you can just respawn at a checkpoint. It's like another one is here, for example. And you take damage whenever an entity hits you. It's only one, so you can take 3 damage before you lose a life and respawn at a checkpoint. So it is fairly generous. And as you can see, we've beaten this level as well, which means we're on to the 3rd level. And again, start out at home. Now every time the journey is a little bit different. So before we were underground, before that we were in the cities. So the only logical place left is really to go up to the sky. So now here we are as a plane, where you have to fight off other jets. So the easiest technique is to actually sit up at top and just spam the shoot key. So if you spam it fast enough, you can actually have a solid stream of bullets. This, I guess, could be considered a bug, but it's just, it helps with testing things, and it's just the way it works. But as you can see, this level has been beaten. We killed everything, so we got a score of 1500. Lost almost all of our lives and health, actually, by doing that. But when you finish, you can see you get a score at the end. You get a nice "you win" screen, and it takes you back here. So, you can still die in this game, which will pull up the last screen that you haven't seen yet. So, if I just quickly do that, the ending screen looks very similar to the other screens, just to keep everything, the theme together, and keep everything looking very similar. I killed that one by accident, I didn't mean to do that. It's hard when there's a hydrant there too. So here's the game over screen, and final score is 0. Now, even though I had a score in that level, the way final score is calculated is every time you finish a level, it tallies that into your final score value. So if you don't actually finish the level, those points don't matter. So in order to get the score from a complete run of the game, it calculates scores from level 1, level 2, and level 3, adds them together, and that's how you get your final score. So if you don't actually beat any levels, then you will get a score of 0, just like this. So, this has been my game. This has been Errand Run for Project 2.